And okay, I believe we're recording. So, hi everybody. Today I am with Jim Jamison, and he is the owner and the brewmaster of Foggy Noggin Brewery in Bothell, for those of you who are familiar with Foggy Noggin. And he is also the author of What Would I Be If I Couldn't Be Me, which surprised me to no end that he, in addition to being a brewmaster, and what was your full-time job, Jim, before you started?
Well, I still have another job too. I do commercial industrial security systems, and my focus right now in the last 5 years has been the educational market, because I think that's where people really need honest people doing honest things for our school districts and universities, not to protect just the buildings, but the students and staff, and do it in a financially fiscally responsible way. And that's really my focus.
Now, is that your own company?
No, I work for an
Another.
independent company based out of Denver, and they're in the 8 Western states.
Okay, so you just amaze me. So, history with Jim and I have a daughter who is now 35, I think. I'm losing track. And way back when she was in I want to say kindergarten, didn't they start soccer?
It was young. I was probably like 6 years old, I think.
Yeah. Jim was her soccer coach, and they played soccer until junior high. At least Katie played with you through junior high.
Yep.
So Jim was her soccer coach, and that was quite a challenge to be my daughter's soccer coach. But so it's been amazing to watch. And at the time, beer making was a hobby for him. And
That's
so
right.
I was thrilled to see that he actually developed the brewery. And I did an interview on Foggy Noggin Brewery, which I will attach to the bottom of this interview. If you're not familiar with Foggy Noggin Brewery, you need to be. And you can read and find out more about the brewery at the end of this interview. So we will go into more depth in that at the end of this interview. There'll be more on Foggy Noggin Brewery right here in Bothell. But today we're going to talk about his new endeavor, and that is being an author of children's books, which blew me away. And so what would I be if I couldn't be me? Why did you do this? How did this come about?
Well, so my daughter was the first of our kids to have a kid, and she just turned 6 this last summer.
Is this Stephanie
So
we're talking about?
Stephanie had her first daughter named Abigail, and we call her Abby.
Uh-huh.
And that was in the summer. And so then that winter, Kim and I were vacationing at our condo in Maui.
Wow, nice.
Great place to get inspiration, sitting in a lounge chair in 80-degree weather, with probably of a beverage of choice, and watching the waves crash and the sun, and good inspiration. I decided I was going to make some notes on an idea, just something maybe I could share with the grandkids, because my first one was 6 months old, and I wanted to have something to talk to him about, so some notes. We really was making notes, and I got into it more and more. I go, hey, this could be a book idea. And so during the course of that vacation, I finished the book, and I kind of put it aside. And then a few months later, I decided, hey, I should maybe put some mock illustrations to go with it, and then I could maybe talk my daughter, who is a pretty good artist, who never did anything professionally, but she's always been good at drawing, talk her into maybe working on some illustrations, because it'd be really fun to be able to share this with the grandkids, with something they could pick up and hold. And that was really the intention, was not to really market it as a book for other people to buy, maybe just something for the family.
Uh-huh.
Well, time goes on, and when she's got 2 kids now, and they're busy, and it took a long time to put the pictures together, and about a year, I'd say it was a year and a half ago, she pretty much finished the drawings, and they were outstanding, I think, all the illustrations, and started investigating who we were going to get to publish the book. And we settled on somebody, and they went bankrupt during COVID.
Oh.
So we were self-publishing this, so we lost all of our investment in our publisher.
Oh,
And, we talked about, do we just forget about it? And I said, no, we're not going to go this far and not complete this process. So I found another publisher. They've been really, really good. And we have the book since August. It's been available to purchase. And I'm just surprised on the amount of positive comments I get from people I don't know, that they really like the idea that it's a book they can share with either the grandkids or their own kids or kids they know. And it stimulates some conversation, and they really adore the book, and the kids want to read it multiple times. And that's what I was really shooting for, is something that it's not just a one-time read, because kids like repetition.
yes,
They like
they do.
things that intrigue them, and to the point where they want to read it or hear it so they can almost start to memorize it. Before they can learn to read, they like to memorize things. And that's what I'm getting from people saying every night we have to read this book. And I go, that's exactly what I want, that stimulation, that interest there. And I also encourage people to don't just read the book. Don't stop there. Expand on it. This is where you get a chance to play with their imagination and encourage them to open up the possibilities and talk about these things, because kids don't have limits. And the only way we can make sure that we utilize all their potential is to encourage them. And that's really what the exciting thing is about this book. And when I've read it to kids, their eyes light up, and it's just, it makes it so much worthwhile to see that it has an positive effect on children.
Oh, that's wonderful. I know. Now, is Stephanie the artist? She did the
She
drawing?
is. Her name's
Oh
on there.
my God.
Stephanie Schisler is her married name.
Wow, Stephanie played soccer with my daughter Katie. They were two of the soccer players on the team. That is so cool. I know when I saw it on your Facebook page originally, and I'm like, well, if Jim wrote a book, I have to buy it. So I bought a copy, and then I had to have it autographed because my daughter just had her first baby in June or July, and so I had to get a copy for her. She's back in Virginia, and had to get it autographed, of course, from her coach. And I would be holding my book up, but I've already wrapped it and sent it off for Christmas. So, but I remember when Katie was little, reading to her and her memorizing books and having to read. Home for a Bunny was one of them, and she has that book now that she's reading to her daughter. And oh shoot, The Gingerbread Man was another one, which she has not been able to find, but she will absolutely adore this. And reading is such a big part of their family that this will be read frequently, I can promise you. So that is just wonderful. And I know, and I wanted to see if I can share my page, because I have your Facebook page up that I wanted to show people if I can find
Excellent.
it. Pardon me, folks, while I get weird here on you. So I'm going to go here. Let's share that. And then jump to a tab up here. And here is the Facebook page. So you can go here and you can like the page. And Jim, do you want to tell us, do you post events here, and what all goes into your page here?
Well, we thought when we released the book before COVID, we'd be doing book readings and signing events. And I really wanted to go to schools and libraries and bookstores and do a reading, meet people and talk about the book and see how it affects them and things they liked about it. But COVID's really put a damper on that. So one of the things I do every Sunday, I do a book reading. I'll read another children's book, and I record it and I post it on this Facebook page. And so you get a book maybe you're familiar with, maybe it's a new book to you. And I'm trying to, some of the books that are important to me and been important to my kids and my grandkids, I'm reading them. And this Sunday, a good friend of mine, Karen Bear, who is she's been in this area for a long time, and Stephanie played soccer with her kids too, in high school. And so that was a book she wrote for her first grandchild, and I read her book on Sunday, and it's a great book. It's about before you have a child, before you were born, that you love them. You know you're going to love them. You think about all the things you're going to love about them, and then I think the name of it is "I've Loved You Even Before You Were Born,"
Oh, wow.
and it's so true, because you how can you not love these kids when they come into your life? I mean, it's just in the anticipation of seeing them. So it's a great book. And other books that are classics out there, like The Little Blue Truck, I've read. I've read Brown Bear, What Do You See?
Oh, yes.
They're all great books. And I just, having grandkids is kind of really exposed my weaknesses. I love children and I love interacting with them. And it's just so fun that I can do these things with them. I think it's spectacular. And that's why I've written 2 more children's books. And Stephanie is in the middle of doing illustrations on the second one. I don't know when it'll be out, but I'll give you a preview. The name of it's called "Who's Gonna Eat That Bite?" And it's about kind of a game that I made up with the grandkids to, they always want to be on the run, and they don't like to sit for a meal. The kids they're too antsy. They want to play and come and grab a bite when they want it. Well, I created a game so they could sit at the table and without knowing it, they've eaten their bite, but they also played a game while we're eating. So that's kind of what that book's all about.
Oh, that's great. That's so cool. I'm looking forward to it. Now, can they purchase the book on the site here? Is there a place to purchase your books here on the Facebook page?
We post links, so it's available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and then we have a Square site that you can buy it right from us, and you can pick it up right here on Friday and Saturdays when we do our curbside pickup for our beer.
And
so
just quickly, I'll go right over to this page, which is the Foggy Noggin Brewery Facebook page, and it's been 10 effing years for Foggy Noggin Brewery. So, and you have no contact pickup for beer, correct?
That's right.
Come by and pick up beer on Saturdays.
Exactly.
If they want to get beer. So, and get books, correct?
That's correct.
Yes. So, and of course, we think that Foggy Noggin beer is the best in all of the Northwest. So we're rather fond of it. We'll just put it that way. And my
I appreciate that.
Really loves the t-shirts and the hats. So. Do you still play classical music to your beer? That's what I want to know.
I do. So one of the secrets about our brewery is in our brewery, we always have classical music playing when nobody's around, because we want the yeast as a living organism, and I wanted it to have an environment to stimulate great work by that yeast to convert those sugars to alcohol. Stress-free, relaxed, and make an elegant beer. So we do that. We do it whether it has an impact or not. It's just kind of a fun thing to know we're doing it.
Oh, wow. And then finally, and I can't find it on here, but I got an invite and I wasn't able to attend a musical event by Jim Jamison. Apparently you're also a musician.
I've played the piano since I've been 8 years old, and I do a free happy half hour. I call it the happiest half hour of the week, every Thursday at 5:30 on Facebook Live. So if you like the Foggy Noggin Brewing website or our Facebook page, follow us every time we go live, it's only, we do 2 events every week. Thursday is the happy half hour where there's a little piano, a little singing, a little humor. It's all ages appropriate. We even do kid songs in there to make sure the kids are participating too. And you'll get an alert that we're going live. And so we do that Thursdays at 5:30. Then on Wednesdays at 6, we do a virtual tasting of the featured Foggy Noggin beer of the week.
Okay.
And if anybody's a home brewer, I give you the recipe. I tell you how to brew it. And I go for the tasting. And if there's any historical reference, I'll even give you the history on it.
Wow. Jim, you are an amazing person. And I just, every time there's always something new. You're always doing something new. And I just find it fascinating. You and your entire family are just busy, busy people. Anything coming up for Christmas that you want to tell people about, or the holidays? Do you have a special brew, or?
We do special beers. So We will have, like this coming weekend, we bring out our hazelnut brown ale, which is a really popular, it's an award-winning beer.
Uh-huh.
The following week, we come up with it's a Christmas Duck is a year-round beer for us, and it's a porter, but we're coming out with our double Christmas Duck. And what this year, more than any other year, we need 2 Christmases, so we're doing a double Christmas Duck beer.
Yes, we do need 2 Christmases.
And then the following weekend, we always do our effing Christmas tree beer, which is a holiday IPA. We take fir tips right from our yard and we boil them into the beer, and you get a spectacular. It's like Christmas in a glass.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe you could make a basket with the book, and the and do a Christmas basket. So
we can't wait till COVID's gone, where we can get enough vaccinations out there to make everybody comfortable to get back to,
I know,
somewhat like we were before, because we're all about having people here. And when we had the tasting room open on Saturdays, I would play one song between 2 and 3 in the tasting room so people could either sing along or just enjoy this music. So we're all about bringing the community together. That's so important to me. I love Bothell. I love the community. I love the people here, and opening our doors and having a place people that can assemble together and just shake hands, cheers each other, just enjoy a few minutes of something, some fun.
I know. And so you weren't able to do your Thanksgiving open?
We weren't open, but we had curbside pickup for 1 hour for people who had to have some beer for Thanksgiving.
I thought about you. We still had a little bit left from when we picked up the book. So, but I thought about you because you normally aren't you open like 10 to 2 or something on Thanksgiving?
We're open 2 to 3, 1 hour on Thanksgiving but it's a crazy. We're packed usually between 2 and 3, but not this year. COVID's changed it all.
I know. Well, I think we're heading in the right direction. At least we're heading in the right direction in terms of the fact that there's a vaccine and there's good news on the horizon. We may still have some dark days ahead of us, but I think we're all we're heading in the right direction. So I'm hopeful, and I think the new year will bring us lots of good things. I'm hoping so. And this year brought us your book. So.
Well, and I'll tell you, not just my book. I encourage anyone, if you're around young people, take the time to read a book to them.
Oh, absolutely.
They really like it. And no matter how tired you may be, or this is the last thing you want to do because you've had an exhausting day, take these short children's books are 3 to 5 minutes to read, and it means so much to the child. And you will get so much satisfaction out of it, watching their eyes light up, and just do it.
My daughter's baby is a little girl named Hayden, and she's 4 months old, and she's already turning pages. So, she's been reading to her since the day she was born, and, we don't know what she understands or doesn't understand, but she likes the colors, and she likes that mom and dad spend time with her with the book. And so she turns pages. And I know we read with our children, and to this day, they both even love reading. That's really so important to both of them. So it's really a gift that just kind of keeps on giving forever.
It really is.
Important.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So, and I hope that you have a wonderful holiday with your family, and I hope that we can all get together soon again. And I thank you so much for spending time with me today, Jim. It's always a pleasure to get to see you, even if it's on Zoom. So,
well, I appreciate the offer to hear a little bit about my story in the book, and it's always good to talk to you, Judy.
Good talking to you, and wished Kim and the kids a happy holiday for me, and we will get together soon, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.